attacking some people that would be here. You're not worthy, you'll never make it. You're just not good enough, you're not qualified. The attack on my mind this week has been so intense, that's how I know. And one thing I know is without forgiveness as your key, you're done. That's why I honor inner healing so much. Because I wouldn't be here today without Sozo Ministry and inner healing. My soul was too fractured, and I'm not a man on my own island. I needed some help. And he met me. He would meet me. Every time I'd go to him humbly and say, just help me to forgive my enemies and to bless them always, because that's what you do and that's your character. And I'm not you. I just want to look more like you and smell like more you, and I just want to sit at your feet and drink from your cup. And I just want to overflow in intimacy so that I can minister out the overflow of intimacy so people can have some of your oil and love. And that's all I know. That's all I know. One day I was real discouraged, and I was walking up. I think I shared this at Church Alive, and I was like, am I even doing anything, Lord? Matter of fact, I go to jail, and all this happens, and I'm so radical. Every time I turn around and tell somebody about Jesus, there's nothing I won't do, and still won't do to this day. I don't care. I don't fear man. I don't care. They won't stand before God with me. But most people do not celebrate that. I've been talked about and persecuted on levels you would not ever even imagine. Treated like I had the plague. I mean, one person told me, they told me not to be with you because they said you were a weed. And you'll be in the world if you hang out with her. Because they didn't understand this love. Even though, because the rescue was so deep, they didn't know. I'm not mad at them today. God's given me the grace to learn how to bless people in that situation. They don't understand. I need to pray for them. Because I used to be very judgmental of it. So they mind their own business, take their own inventory. I'm doing what I did. I'm just being real. I didn't have it all together. I didn't want to love on broken people. But if you got in my way, I'd sure tell you about yourself real quick. Which was right. Because I got to love everybody. Help me, Jesus. I still do it. Tracy's like, Brandi. I said, oh, God, I got my mouth shut right now. Help me. I'm being real quiet for a minute. Help me, Lord. I mean, I have to do that because I got a big mouth. And I need God to just shut it sometimes. And so anyway, I'm walking up on my porch, and Cameron had just got out of jail, and I was asking the Lord, I was like, am I even in your will? I mean, am I doing anything? And there was a girl there, and she said, I see your son, and she'd been staying in an apartment beside me and being prostituted for drugs. And I was complaining to the Lord about it. And he was going, I want to give you a harvest, and you're too busy complaining. I'm wanting to kick them out and everything. They ain't going to listen to me. They don't want you. I don't care. Just get them out. And this day, he'll okie dokie every time. She just starts talking to me about how beautiful my son was, and I just stopped, and he said, be still, sit down, and listen to her. I said, okay. And I sit down. He's a commanding officer, and we're his soldiers. Just do what he says, no matter what he says. So I'm sitting there, and before it's over with, she tells me her whole life story, and I could not even tell you the things this woman told me. Would die on the floor if you'd heard what she went through. And I said, darling, because I always say, we got these shirts that say Diamond Seekers, and they have 1 Peter 2:9 on the back for royal, chosen generation, or royal priesthood. And they say Diamond Seekers. It was in some of those pictures. And Lord said, these are one of my diamonds. This is one of my treasures. I want you to listen to her. And when it was all said and done, she hugged me. She had a love encounter so deep, all she could do was to get in a puddle on the ground and weep profusely because of love. Not because of anything I did. I was too busy judging her, wanting to get her out of the house. That's how you know you're not nothing without him. You better get it right. Don't nobody do nothing without him. And I said, what is your name? After this whole episode, she said, my name is Treasure. I said, is that so? I said, how'd you get that name? My father. And she gave me the most beautiful story of why he called her Treasure. And she said, do you know what my stage name was, though, when I was a stripper? I said, oh, goody, what? She said, Diamond. Come on, Jesus. Come on, Jesus. I said, is that so? I said, straight down. Well, God, you did it again today. I shall repent. I am so sorry, Lord. Oh my goodness. It was worth it for that one girl that day, because I prayed for her and God moved her out. And she talked about me in the jail cell to one of her girls, because she used to be over Friends of Sinners. And the Lord's moved her out that season. So she does a lot of the same stuff I did. And she said, you know this girl? It was real crazy.